What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a glorious day. I bestow upon you my new video rig. So my last video, I unboxed the Canon M50 fresh out of the box, right? Now I have the rig set up. So just to tell you what, again, to recap what I've upgraded to. Canon M50. I got the 22mm f2 prime lens, Movo VXR10 Pro mic, shotgun mic on top. Right now I'm on a Geekdo tripod. I actually had this, was trying to film on a Gorilla Pod, but it's a little too short for what I'm doing here. I'm kind of tall, I sit up. I'm sitting on kind of a stool too. So I couldn't really get a good angle, but I do have the actual tripod. You know, you're pretty much seeing the full setup, and this is actually the first, intro or video that I'm shooting, with this new setup. And I'm really in a bit of a learning process right now. Luckily for me, so I can shortcut a few things. I mean, I do have this, right? So I think that should focus there, yep. All right, so I do have that, which is the manual here for the M50. However, Think Media puts out some good videos, and honestly, Think Media is one of the reasons, as you probably can tell from the title of my last video. Think Media is one of the reasons why I even went with the M50, or at least watching their videos and them talking about the M50, demonstrating how it works, pointing me to the refurb, all good stuff. But they also have some videos on, how to set it. And so I've watched 2 videos on that. I will link to those in my description so you can see for yourself if you too are trying to set up your M50 for the first time. So I do have a lot to read. Like I don't have a background in film or photography, right? So I'm just learning about things like aperture, ISO, shutter speed, things of that nature. And honestly, it's a lot. Anything you kind of get into, as a hobby, there's some depth, right, as far as how far you can go, how much you can learn. The ceiling is pretty high there. So yeah, I'm just getting into it, but I'm a technical person. I'm an engineer by day. I like to get into the details. There's just a lot, right, to get into. And different, there's obviously crossover, right, because you're between video and photography. However, they're also 2 separate dimensions of things to learn how to do. So I've been shooting a little bit, trying to learn a little bit about that, and then obviously I'm shooting videos. So this, as you can tell, this is I guess my live casting channel. So I'm kind of all over the place, and I've watched again, what got me into this, Sean from Think Media, his video where he was kind of all over the place when he started. I feel like I'm the same. This channel, though, is more to get me acclimated with shooting video and using a camera. Again, this is the camera that I came from. So this is the Canon PowerShot 360 HS, the ELPH 360 HS. Nice, $100 camera. Oops, upside down. $100 camera, 1080p, and it's done me, good for a little starter camera. When you don't have much money. And one of the things that I noticed when talking about getting into vlogging, and I see why. I see why it's that way, but this is like the entry level, the M50. But it's everybody doesn't have $500, $600, $700 to pour into getting started. I think a lot of times it's mentioned that you can kind of use your phone. The phone cameras are sufficient to get started or just to shoot something, right? And that's good. But what if you don't have a smartphone? What if you're on an older smartphone and the camera isn't so good? What if you're on a flip phone, right? This can get you in the game, I think, for $100. Again, going from this camera to what I'm shooting on now is like, it's just like night and day. But again, I paid $460 for the refurb, but I also paid over $200 for the lens. Had to pay for the mic, had to pay for the tripod. And so, extra camera batteries, a Gorilla Pod as well, so I can take it on the go. There's additional expenses, including stuff to edit with. So I think this is a good low cost way to get in. But yeah, this is not about that. This is about my new setup. Now, I am filming this now, of course. Have not heard what the video sounds like. I do have it off of auto audio, and I have it to manual. I'm gonna see what that does for me and the editing. That was one of the big things why I wanted to get away from this camera is there's no mic input on this camera, so I had to rely on the onboard camera audio, and just it really wasn't good, especially when I had the camera away from me. So I'm very interested to see how this microphone does. Now, Canon actually has a kit with the M50 that comes with the Rode mic with it, and it looks like the Rode mic that does come with it, and it has that pink stand that goes on top of the camera. If you know what I'm talking about, actually this one has it too, but a different kind. But the Rode one looks like it retails for about $100, and you can get it with the package. It's like $50. So I think it's a good deal. However, I decided to go away from starting with the kit lens and just getting this lens that we have here, which is the 22mm f2. I made a decision and I went with it. What it doesn't have is the image stabilization that the kit lens has. However, shooting still videos like this, it doesn't matter. It's just when I'm vlogging. So I'm going to be shooting some videos on the go. I actually have a video upcoming that's going to be challenging, I think, for maybe a camera that doesn't have image stabilization, or sorry, a lens that doesn't have image stabilization. And I know you can use it. There is something. I know the camera itself has it. Haven't played with that feature yet. Again, this is all a big learning process for me. But yeah, I'm here. I got the new camera. I got the new lens. Now I just have to figure out how to use it properly. Like I said, I've dialed in a few settings. I did manually, set the frame rate. Of course, I think you manually set that anyway. Manually set the shutter speed, aperture, and I'll actually left the ISO on auto. So those are these settings right now. What I didn't adjust is the ISO and the white balance. So I'll kind of get into that, but I need to just know a little bit more about it before I start playing with those settings. Again, all the learning process. So I definitely got some dope new content for you. I've been trying to get some footage of mods that I just did on my truck. You see a couple of videos I've been on my truck, a couple on my bicycle. The weather here has been so bad here in the Midwest. I think it's been kind of crazy everywhere, with temperatures going down and up, and then snow. And so I got friends in Colorado that tell me that there's been snow. It's supposed to be a big unseasonably early snowstorm coming into some parts of the country, but not where I'm at specifically. But it has been very gloomy, very rainy, and so it's been hard for me to film. Actually, I could probably get away with it with this camera, honestly, and this lens that I have. I mean, again, it has an f2, so I can do good in low light. I just haven't. It's just been so gloomy. I just haven't shot it. So I'm going to clean up my truck on Saturday. Hopefully, there's a little bit of sunlight going on, and then I will film a video. I've been on a little bit of hiatus. I kind of got on a roll, and then I stopped because I was waiting to get my new equipment in. My equipment is in. It's here. And so you're going to see more content from me. The time is now. All right. That's what I wanted to tell you. I just wanted to kind of let you know that everything's here and that I'm working on it. Again, I should probably not be as close to the wall as I should. I'm working on things like lighting and creating depth, and you see a little blue light coming from over here, but you also see some shadows. So I'm working on it. I'm like my camera game, I'm a work in progress, and I'm just gonna continue to elevate and hopefully level up. And I need to get my B-roll game up. I'm working on that as well. And so it's just learn, shoot, and I hope I come out with some dope content for you all. So that's it. Static, video for you today. I'll be back with more content here soon. Definitely hit the like button on this video if you got anything out of this at all. And hit the subscribe button. I'll be coming with more videos soon. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be back soon.